Let me ask you a question. When you look at your P&L, how do you know if your numbers are good or just familiar? Most dentists don't actually know where they stand. They look at last year, glance at their bank balance, and move on. But today, I want to show you something different. These are the real averages from 37 general dental practices in Texas. Not theory, not national surveys, and not Instagram math. And once you see these numbers, you'll understand very quickly where your profitability problems actually come from. Quick context before we dive in. I'm a dental CPA and work with dental practices across Texas, providing bookkeeping and tax services. On this channel, we share practical, number-based insights to help dentists increase profits and reduce taxes based on aggregated data, never individual client names. Everything you're about to see comes from real practices, averaged together. Before we go line by line, this is important. Benchmarks do not tell you what you should be. They tell you where to start asking questions. Being above or below average does not automatically make you good or bad. But if you're way off in certain areas, that's usually where profit is leaking. Let's walk through these numbers. Employee expenses average 30.8% of income across these dental practices. This includes hygiene staff, admin staff, payroll taxes, benefits. It does not include the owner dentist or other dentists in the practice. For most general dental practices, this is one of the biggest drivers of profit or loss. Payroll is often high, reactionary, never intentionally reviewed. The most profitable practices don't necessarily pay less, they just staff more intentionally. Facilities expenses averages comes at about 8.2%. This includes rent, CAM charges, utilities, repairs and maintenance. Rent alone averages at about 6.58%, which is very healthy. Typically, problems arise in this category when space is oversized, expansion happens too quickly, or leases are not negotiated properly. Facilities costs are hard to change, so they need to be right from the beginning. Dental supplies average around 5.38%, lab costs average around 5.6%. Combined, they're just under 11% of collections. This category quietly kills profits when ordering is not controlled, doctors do not know their numbers, labs aren't reviewed regularly. Most dentists focus on big expenses, but supplies and labs compound every single day. Overhead expenses average around 9.3%. This includes software expense, office supplies, admin tools, miscellaneous costs, merchant services, professional fees, etc. Individually, these don't feel dangerous. However, collectively, they can add up fast. Profitable practices periodically ask, what are we paying for that we do not really use? Marketing averages is about 2.42% of collections. This is a healthy range for a general dental practice. However, keep in mind, this can vary from 0% all the way to 8%. The issue isn't how much is spent, it's whether the practice actually tracks results. You need to make sure the dollars you're spending on marketing is giving you a return on investment. Most practices can't answer cost per new patient, return on investment by channel. If you don't measure it, you're just guessing. Associate/specialist expenses come at about 3.58%. What this tells us is that many practices are still owner-doctor driven. Associates are used strategically, not excessively. Practices that over associate too early often struggle with profit margin, cash flow. What these numbers tell us overall. Here is the big picture. They are winning because payroll is controlled, facilities are reasonable, hygiene and lab are monitored, overhead is intentional. Profitability isn't about extreme cost cutting. It's about clarity and consistency. So, how should you use this information? Not to copy numbers blindly, but to ask better questions. Why is my payroll higher than my peers? Why are my lab costs higher? What do my numbers say about my practice? Benchmarks do not judge you, they just guide you. If you've never compared your practice numbers to real peer data, you're flying blindly, even if revenue looks good. These numbers represent how dentistry actually operates across 37 general dental practices in Texas. If you want more real-world aggregated insight like this, subscribe to our channel, and I will see you in the next video.